guys, and welcome back to Horticulture Geek. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We're going to be planting some ranunculus bulbs. Welcome back. I'm Ray. Thanks so much for joining me. So you just saw me get this pot out for the season. I cleaned it out, got all last year's dirt put out of it, and I washed it really good because this pot and this pot right here, which I also washed really good, I didn't film that though, had an ant colony get into them, and there were some other issues going on as well. And so I wanted to make sure that since there was potential issues in both of these pots, I didn't want any bacteria or germs carrying over into this year's plants. So I took these into the house and scrubbed them really good and sanitized them. And then you also saw that I had to fix a handle. So this urn, and you can see it's fixed, has these little handles, and then one popped off, so I got that fixed. So what we're doing today is I have the ranunculus bulbs, and I have had these soaking in lukewarm water for about 3 hours now. With a ranunculus bulb or with a bulb like this, they've been in their package for so long, it is a good idea to soak them. I mean, you wouldn't want to do this with a tulip bulb or a daffodil bulb, but with a bulb like this, which is more of like a root system, rhizome type of thing, it helps them actually to soak them, to let that get rehydrated so that once you get it planted, it can take off. So this is going to be a super quick project today. I have this blue pot and the urn that you've seen. I've got the ranunculus bulbs, and these are Persian Buttercup is the variety. And so I'm just going to get these into the ground, into these pots, and get them growing so that I can have a fun display. So here we go. So on this bulb, the claw end, the root end will go down, and the stem end, if I get the camera to focus, will stay pointed up. So these do have an orientation to them. You want to plant them the right way. You do not want to plant it upside down or it'll mess it up. So we do want to make sure that we orient these the correct way in our soil. And we do plant these close together. They're small, but in order to get a good showing of them, we're going to plant them quite thickly. The package recommends at least 12 bulbs per square foot. So this is obviously a lot smaller than a square foot, but I'm going to put probably 5 bulbs in here and 7 or 8 bulbs in this larger one. So we're just going to nestle these down in there. See if you can see that. So I've just nestled them in. I've rimmed it and put one in the center so I get good even growth coverage of this pot. And now I'm just going to bury them in. I forgot a step. So I'm going to be putting in some biotone, which will help the roots get established and take off. This will give these plants a huge boost, which will hopefully give me a prettier show. These biotone and blood meals and all that stuff are pretty smelly stuff, so I like to use a glove because I don't want to handle them with my bare hand. I'm just gonna Wiggle that into the soil around the bulbs. Make sure I don't displace them from their locations. Got it. Now then, let's bury them up. And I'm going to give it a light tamp. Obviously, I'm not shoving the soil down in there. I'm not trying to create compaction. I just want to remove some of the air pockets and get some of that soil settling done so I can make sure my soil level is at an appropriate spot. All right, I just have to water this in and it's ready to go. So let's move on to this one. We'll do this the right way now. Alright, I was able to fit 11 into this pot. So I just kind of did an outer loop and then 3 of them as a center loop. All right, so now there we have it. So I should have 2 pots of Ranunculus, and I actually have 2 more roots here that I'm gonna plant in another pot just to put with some other stuff for fun. So there's just a quick little video of what I'm working on today here in the garden. It's a drizzly, overcast day, so it was a good day to kind of get under the porch here and work on a project that didn't involve getting out into the rain, into the weather. I found these Ranunculus on a clearance rack at a local garden center. They were 75% off, so you can see this package was labeled $6.99, and I got it 75% off, so I figured I didn't have anything to lose, give it a shot. So I'm hoping these will pop up and do well. I don't know how long the garden center had this there. But at this point, I'm out just a couple of dollars. It's worth the experiment for me. So, and I think that's part of the fun with gardening is give stuff a try. I buy stuff off the clearance racks all the time. If you've watched my videos before, you know that. The Lowe's clearance racks are the best. And garden centers sometimes will have clearance racks and get rid of stuff. Give it a shot. It's a minimal investment. It's a good experiment. And if it comes up and they grow and they look beautiful, win-win, right? You didn't pay much and you get some beautiful plants out of it. And if for some reason it doesn't pan out, hey, it was only a couple dollars to have a fun project to try to see what would happen. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you still see some of these out in your stores, give them a shot. Find some beautiful pots and see what kind of late spring interest you can get in your garden. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Give me the thumbs up button if you did. And until next time, from my garden to yours, I wish you all the best and happy gardening.